Imagine this. Right now, as you sit comfortably, you decide, out of pure curiosity or maybe a challenge, to stop drinking any form of liquid. No water, no tea, no juice, no soup, no fruits with high water content, nothing at all. Not a single drop passes your lips starting from this very moment. How long would your body keep going? What would unfold inside your brain, your heart, your kidneys, your muscles, your skin, and every other system that keeps you alive and feeling like yourself? The answer is both eye-opening and urgent. Water is not optional or nice to have. It is the foundation of human survival after oxygen. Without it, your body begins a rapid countdown, faster than most people ever imagine. In normal room temperature conditions with minimal activity, the average healthy adult reaches a critical point in about 3 to 7 days, with 3 to 4 days being the most commonly cited limit before death becomes probable. In hotter environments, with physical exertion, illness, or other stressors, that window can shrink dramatically to as little as 1 to 2 days. In this comprehensive, step-by-step breakdown, we are going to walk through exactly what happens to your body, hour by hour, day by day, when zero water enters your system. We will explore the physiological changes in vivid detail, explain the science behind each stage, describe how every major organ system reacts, highlight the warning signs you should never ignore, discuss factors that speed up or slow down the process, cover realistic survival limits under different conditions, and end with clear guidance on daily hydration needs so you never have to test these limits in real life. Why water is literally life, the astonishing numbers and roles. Roughly 60% of the average adult human body consists of water. That percentage varies slightly depending on age, sex, and body composition. Infants are closer to 75%, older adults may dip toward 50%, but 60% is the widely accepted average for healthy adults. More impressively, your brain and spinal cord are approximately 75 to 85% water. Blood plasma, the liquid portion of blood, is over 90% water. Muscles contain about 75% water. Even your bones hold around 30% water. Your skin is roughly 64% water. Water does far more than quench thirst. It is an active, essential participant in every vital process. It regulates core body temperature through sweating and blood vessel adjustments. It transports oxygen and nutrients to every cell via the bloodstream. It carries waste products, carbon dioxide, urea, excess salts, and metabolic byproducts, to the lungs, skin, and kidneys for elimination. It lubricates joints so bones glide smoothly instead of grinding. It forms the base of saliva for chewing and swallowing, mucus that protects your airways and digestive tract, tears that keep eyes clean and moist, and cerebrospinal fluid that cushions and nourishes your brain. It maintains blood volume and pressure so your heart can pump efficiently without strain. It enables chemical reactions inside cells, helps regulate pH balance, and supports electrical signaling in nerves and muscles. When water intake stops completely, the body immediately enters emergency conservation mode. Specialized sensors detect rising blood concentration, osmolality. The hypothalamus triggers intense thirst. The pituitary gland releases antidiuretic hormone, vasopressin, which instructs the kidneys to reabsorb nearly every drop of water from the filtrate that would normally become urine. The adrenal glands release aldosterone to retain sodium, which helps hold water in the bloodstream. Despite these heroic efforts, the body can only delay the inevitable for so long. Let us now walk through the timeline in precise detail. 0 to 6 hours, the subtle onset. At first, everything appears normal on the surface. You might not even notice anything unusual, especially if you recently ate foods containing some water, fruits, vegetables, soups, yogurt, etc. Internally, however, the process has already begun. No new fluid enters the bloodstream or tissues. Blood plasma volume starts a very gradual decline. Kidneys reduce urine production within the first 1 to 2 hours. Normal daily output of 1 to 2 liters begins dropping noticeably. Antidiuretic hormone levels rise rapidly, concentrating urine to a darker yellow or amber color. Mild thirst emerges, accompanied by a slightly dry mouth and tongue. Brain cells detect a tiny increase in blood osmolality, activating the thirst center in the hypothalamus. Even at this early stage, losing just 1% of body weight in fluid, roughly half a liter to 1 liter for most adults, impairs cognitive performance. Scientific studies have shown that 1 to 2% dehydration causes measurable declines in attention, short-term memory, mood, reaction time, and vigilance. Headaches may begin subtly, often described as a dull pressure at the temples or forehead. Fatigue creeps in quietly. 6 to 12 hours. Dehydration becomes obvious. By this point, the signs are impossible to ignore. Thirst intensifies dramatically and feels constant. Urine turns deep amber or orange and volume decreases significantly, sometimes only a few hundred milliliters total during this window. Lips and mouth feel parched. The tongue may stick slightly to the roof of the mouth. Skin loses some turgor. When you pinch the back of your hand, the skin tenses and returns slowly instead of snapping back instantly. Headaches grow more noticeable, often pounding. You experience dizziness or lightheadedness when standing up quickly, orthostatic hypotension, because reduced blood volume lowers pressure during position changes. Heart rate increases by 5 to 15 beats per minute as the heart works harder to circulate thicker blood. Sweating diminishes sharply. The body prioritizes conserving fluid over cooling. Cognitive effects become clear: slower reaction times, difficulty concentrating, increased errors on mental tasks, irritability, and reduced coordination. Physical performance drops noticeably. Strength, endurance, and balance suffer even during light activity. 12 to 24 hours. Serious physiological stress. The body now begins pulling water from less critical areas to protect the brain, heart, and other vital organs. Thirst becomes overwhelming and dominates every thought. Urine output falls below 400 milliliters per day, oliguria. It appears very dark or nearly absent. Headaches intensify into throbbing pain. Irritability, restlessness, anxiety, or even mild confusion appear. Muscle cramps develop, especially in the calves, thighs, or feet, due to shifting electrolyte concentrations. Eyes look slightly sunken. Cheeks appear hollower. Skin feels noticeably dry and cracked at the lips. Elasticity is markedly reduced. Body temperature regulation weakens. Core temperature begins to rise even without exertion. Blood pressure starts dropping when standing. Fainting episodes become possible. Kidneys face increasing stress. Reduced renal blood flow lowers the glomerular filtration rate, causing waste products, creatinine, urea, to accumulate in the blood. Electrolyte imbalances, particularly elevated sodium, hypernatremia, begin disrupting cell function throughout the body. 24 to 48 hours. Severe and dangerous dehydration. This stage is classified as severe dehydration by medical standards. Urine production may cease almost entirely, anuria. Heart rate becomes rapid and weak, often 100 to 140 beats per minute or higher. Breathing quickens as the body attempts to compensate for metabolic changes. Confusion, disorientation, lethargy, or delirium set in because the brain receives inadequate oxygen and blood flow. Blood pressure falls significantly, especially when upright. Hypotensive shock becomes a real risk. Eyes appear deeply sunken. Skin tenses severely and persistently when pinched. Delirium, hallucinations, or seizures can occur in extreme cases. Core body temperature rises toward dangerous levels if ambient heat is present. Acute kidney injury becomes likely. Renal tubule cells begin dying from low oxygen delivery and toxin buildup. Heart strain escalates. Brain cells lose fluid volume, disrupting electrical signaling and increasing seizure risk. 3 days and beyond, approaching the limit. For a healthy adult in moderate room temperature with no physical exertion, survival without any water typically ranges from 3 to 7 days, with 3 to 4 days being the average point at which fatal complications become highly probable. By day 3, consciousness fluctuates between stupor and coma. Kidneys largely shut down, leading to severe uremia, accumulation of toxins in the blood. Extreme electrolyte imbalances, particularly potassium and sodium, trigger dangerous heart rhythm disturbances, arrhythmias, that can be fatal. Brain swelling or severe shrinkage causes irreversible damage. Multiple organ systems fail in cascade. Cardiovascular collapse, respiratory failure, metabolic acidosis. In hot environments, with physical activity, fever, diarrhea, vomiting, diabetes, or other stressors, the survival window collapses to 24 to 48 hours or even less. How each major organ system suffers. Brain. Reduced blood volume and oxygen delivery cause neurons to misfire. Cognitive decline begins early. Severe cases lead to seizures, coma, and permanent damage. Heart. Thicker blood increases workload. Low blood pressure reduces coronary blood flow, raising risk of ischemia, arrhythmias, and eventual cardiac arrest. Kidneys. Filtration slows then stops. Waste accumulates, crystals form, acute tubular necrosis develops, leading to failure. Skin. Loses elasticity and barrier function, becomes dry and cracked, increases infection risk. Muscles and joints. Cramps, profound weakness, reduced synovial fluid lubrication. Digestive system. Constipation, slowed motility, nausea, vomiting. Temperature regulation. Inability to sweat effectively leads to hyperthermia and heat stroke. Realistic survival limits under different conditions. Cool environment, rest, healthy adult, 3 to 7 days, average 3 to 4. Hot environment, sun exposure, light activity, 24 to 48 hours or less. Children and elderly, significantly shorter window due to higher water turnover and reduced reserves. People with diabetes, kidney disease, or heart conditions, accelerated decline. Urgent warning signs, seek help immediately. Go to emergency medical care if any of these appear. No urine output for 8 hours or longer. Severe confusion, slurred speech, extreme weakness, or inability to stand. Very rapid or irregular heartbeat. Deeply sunken eyes, no tears when crying. Fainting or near fainting episodes. High fever or inability to cool down. In severe dehydration, intravenous fluids are often the only way to reverse the damage quickly and safely. Water is not a beverage. It is survival. It is clarity of thought, steady heartbeat, efficient kidney function, supple skin, and pain-free movement. The next time thirst whispers, or even before it does, listen. Your body is asking for the one thing it cannot live long without. Make hydration a daily, non-negotiable priority. Your future self, clear-headed, energetic, and strong, will thank you with every beat of your heart. Stay hydrated, stay vibrant.